There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again, and then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the army of Ukraine, our army.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
From the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence on this 23 March in the year of our What is Going On Dumpster Fire, WTF Nation Radio's Monday edition. News, commentary, discussion, things to discuss. We even have a guest tonight. We got James McDevitt coming on to talk about his book, A Walk Among Heroes. He'll be shortly joining us in about an hour-ish, 45 minutes, 30 minutes-ish. What time is it right now? Shit. Yeah, about 40-ish minutes-ish. And we're going to go on break, and then we'll bring him on and shoot the breeze about A Walk Among Heroes. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting book. I got the pregame copy. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I do have some questions. I can't wait to ask James about it. So it's pretty good stuff. You got looking forward to him coming on. It's been a while since we've had any authors coming on, notable authors coming on and shoot the breeze with us. So how are you guys doing? What an interesting, very interesting event has happened over on social media. There was an influencer. I wouldn't say an influencer. I was just gonna say, how do I say? It was just been some discussions about the VA and what's considered your entitlements or compensations or disabilities, and the conversation's been heated back and forth talking about what you as a veteran should be getting or not getting or not be getting and be getting. And I was kind of like seeing some of the commentary of the individuals that have provided the information of, or their own takes of this, really should shut the fuck up. I mean, now look, as a taxpayer, did you know veterans are taxpayers when they were serving? Did you know when you get your LES and you open it up and it says Social Security and it says FICA and it's got all this little stuff that takes care of all the deductions you got, you know, child support and all that. So veterans pay, you know, if you have served, you have paid taxes. So when someone says, oh, you guys are a bunch of fucking freeloaders and blah, 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 the conversation has now been in this, I don't know, we gotta start doging this shit. Well, first off, I don't know why fucking Doge has anything to do with this, but I just find it interesting, very interesting, that individuals who've never served before, that we had a whole fucking 20-year GWAT, mind you, I'm pre-GWAT, and then post-GWAT. Influencer should be a swear word. Ooh, yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. In the mill space, WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments started off in this. When Facebook Live first came out and introduced us, hey, would you like to try this thing called Facebook Live and see if you could work? And that way, instead of just posting to YouTube and other, that actually kind of kicked off, and we had, you know, pretty much, you know, a lot of the starting fledgling veteran platforms back in the day did that. So it's funny to hear the term influencer. You know, so I was like, you guys are just the influencers too. I'm like, I mean, I'm just a guy that comes on twice a week on WTF Nation Radio, which is a network, a media network with all other shows as well. We got 7 days a week. Got shows playing. Pick your format. If you don't like it, you can always tune into another show, or you can download the podcast. Yada, 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 right? But I always find it funny when individuals who are very prominent in their influence sphere don't get what veterans do. They don't get what veterans have had gone through. I would like to say that at any time you join the military and you have signed the contract and raised your right hand, solemnly swear, blah, 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 right? There are some responsibilities that the government is going to that they're going to fulfill as long as the oath that you swore to that you have to fulfill. You know, it's kind of like that give or take thing, the contract thing. Now, of course, all the nerds out there will go, well, so you guys are fucking. Are you guys? So you say you're fucking mercenaries down? Blah, 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 blah. Stop. Because at that point, you're just being a Facebook Ranger. I'm just saying. But I find it fascinating that the conversation of what veterans are entitled to coming from non-veterans who don't know what soldiers, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, Guardians have gone through, sailors. I'm just kind of like, are you really telling us what we went through? Are you really telling us what we have gone through in our experiences, whether you have served 1 enlistment or 12 enlistments, 4 years or 40 years? I know a friend, I have a couple of warrant friends, 40 freaking years of service. Like, how do you do it, dude? I mean, I'll just say close to 30 years myself, but it's just fun, right? I don't understand. I'm just mind boggled that there are individuals that are now attacking veterans just by how they see themselves of where they're at in their lives. And they think, well, a veteran went through that, then they probably didn't deserve that. They probably didn't deserve what they're claiming. Now let me caveat. I'm gonna sound like once again. I'm gonna sound like the fucking the One Punch Dad leadership. All right, who the freak? All right, let me caveat that. All right, let me emphasize that there is some of, if anything else, 1%, 2% fraud that's happening in VA claims. Now, the VA has actually done pretty good in going through their systems of how they do their checks and how their claims are paid. A little bit better than what they used to. So it's kind of like, the DOW needs to straighten their social media policy. Too many idiots. Oh, these are just civilians, Pip. This is just civilians. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but me serving my time and what I've gone through, which by the way, was it 25 years, 26 years since the invasion of Iraq or something like that, give or take a few years here. That's where I was at. I was in Kurdistan that period of time, hanging out with the Kurds, doing stuff, doing things with some of my homies. So I when people say this is a MAGA thing or this is a left-leaning thing, when people say this is whatever, say what's up, Pi? Yes, oh, Big O right there. Social media, Pi in the chats, YouTube. Social media has given every asshole a place to dump their shit. That being said, it shows like Financial Audit does spotlight potential fraud or suspected fraud. Correct. That was the point that I was going to get to. I think the amount of fraud you were getting curd. No, dude, I was hanging out with the Kurds, not eating curds and whey. I was hanging out with the Kurds, Peshmerga. It's the amount of fraud that was nationwide. People are going without What's up, Corey? So there's this podcast that where individuals come on and they come onto their show and come on this guy's show, and this guy talks about what is happening and what their financial situations are and all that. I mean, look, I do say we suck. Veterans do suck. Veterans suck. I'll say this: veterans do. Now people are gonna edit that shit. I said veterans suck. Veterans do suck at financial literacy sometimes. We don't get that in the military unless you, I don't know, have had a job before you joined, or like whereas in the National Guard or Reserve or something like that before you went like I did. I was in the Guard, went active duty, had to be some responsible adult to pay bills and shit like that. The thing that I don't get, and this is from Financial Audit, was that the fact that people are saying that military disability fraud is rampant, and there's no such thing as PTSD, or there's no such thing as whatever. Now look, if a doc says specifically, hey, there's something wrong with you, I wasn't there to determine what your fucking PTSD shit was. I don't. I mean, I've some people that I do know that do have PTSD that I have served with. I do know that they went out and did some shit, but I don't know what happened to them. There's some triggering event that has happened for them to get PTSD. I don't know. MST is a good one too. I shouldn't say good one. MST is another factor for PTSD. And there's a lot of rape victims out there that have not posted anything or have not said anything or are afraid to get treatment because of the shame that it brings. And then, of course, you see it online. I'm going to tell you what. Facebook sucks. I hate the fact. Well, first off, the finance guy from the finance class, when you get a new unit, don't lie. Yeah. I don't like Facebook anymore. I mean, Facebook was fun in the beginning, doing all of our shit, but it sucks. It sucks when it comes to posting stuff that we would like to get posted. It gets throttled, blah, blah, blah. Facebook Lives now only last 30 days. So if you're watching this on Facebook, it's going to disappear after 30 days. YouTube and Twitter is going to be okay. But what tripped me out was the fact that individuals are saying that because you didn't go through it, then you're lying. Because I didn't go. I was saying that the basically quote, you didn't go through that shit. I don't know. I know what you did as a PAC clerk. I know what you. No, you fucking don't. That argument that goes back of what you did or people who don't do shit. Literally had a fucking 20-year war where everybody did shit. Everybody did shit, right? You went back from BIAP to the green zone. You got hit by an IED. I'm sorry. You're a PAC clerk. You don't deserve 50% or 100% or whatever. PT. You don't deserve that shit. From internet randos who didn't even raise their fucking... I'm looking at another thing, too. The recruitment office was right down the street. It was available to everyone. Like I said, I was pre-GWAT, so I was already in when all 9/11, blah, blah, blah. That was already happening. I was already in. They combined a lot. Oh, Pies in the comments again. They combined a lot of mental health under the umbrella of PTSD, depression, anxiety. The VA rates those as rates those as PTSD. So a vet could have severe anxiety, but his disability is PTSD and not anxiety. I want to get some people. Even Chaplain's deployed. Chaplain's assistants get deployed. MP, everybody deployed in the Guad. So I laugh when people's like, well, you were in the FOB, you didn't do shit. You had to go to FOB to FOB, right? Fuel trucks, transportation trucks. I know a lot of fucking truck masters that have gone out there, gotten that shit bombed the fuck out of them, IEDs and stuff. You gonna say they don't deserve it? Well, you were in the FOB going back, man, shut up. So I don't know if Caleb Hammer is gonna get mad if we post the video up of him talking about it, or if it's gonna should I give it in the air or something like that. But some of the questions that you see on it, and I'm like, dude, he brings people on his audience, from the audience, and have like bad financial decisions. Which, don't get me wrong, I love. Hey, anybody who could help somebody. Don't think you're too old to join. David Goggins. Yeah, re-enlisted at 50. Yeah, enlisted in the Air Force at 51. Anybody who's out to, I would say, anybody who's out to help anyone to get their finances straight is good, because they're not a strain. Yeah, Goggins is a human, exactly. Because then it won't be a strain to any services or stuff like that. I got it. Hey, if there's somebody, and also a little bit of self-improvement. There's nothing wrong with some self-improvement. If I had some financial difficulties, I just couldn't do it, and I need somebody to get it straight, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's fucking help me out. If I wasn't, of course, in that position. Was that Jose? Joe, wait, bro, for the service members who passed away on March 1st were mostly desk jobs. Huh? Don't tell me that shit. If a missile landed 200 yards to the right, VA fraud, passed away, real hero. Huh? Jose, could you don't put it in a blurb like that, bro? Service members who passed away on March 1st were most likely telling if the missile landed 200 yards to the right, VA fraud. I don't understand. Are you trying to talk about the guys that got hit by the drone in Kuwait? Those dudes got fucked up. There was the injuries that the KIAs that we saw on that port. There was more than that. There was more injuries. He's going down the PJ pipeline. Yeah, exactly that. It is pretty impressive. Talking about Goggins. But again, I'm more thinking of the fact that if someone was a veteran who always has financial issues in the VA, well, I'm sure they do have financial literacy classes and stuff like that. I didn't really research it, but I'm just saying, I'm sure they do. I'm sure there's some resources out there to help you get your finances squared away, blah, blah, blah. That's normal. What I don't like is when I hear non-veterans who don't know what veterans has, we don't discriminate. I know what he understood. I broke it down at ESL there, Pip. I know what you meant. Non-veterans who go and say, well, I'm a taxpayer, and they didn't do shit, and they didn't do nothing, and they didn't do this. Like I said, and I say this to individuals serving, because you don't fucking know what they did. Obvious injuries, of course. Yes, fuck yeah. If you don't think they deserve it. What did I say about the wire analogy? When you come in the military, you're a straight wire, right? You're straight. And then you go to basic training, you go to AIT, you get a little bent, right? And then you get another. So that bend happens, and then you go doing your unit training stuff, you get another one. Then another bent for an injury, crack some ribs on an obstacle course, have a bad jump, get hit in the range, get injured. So you're saying that no veteran should get anything after that. There's motherfuckers out there that will literally fucking sue the fuck out of an employer for workman's comp. I'm gonna get paid. Get that money. Sue a company. I don't know other than the fact that unless you've served to understand, I try, dude, for real. I had to step away. Literally had to step away from the webs today. Because good Lord have mercy. There were some individuals that I literally was like, dude, you need to just like shut the fuck up, man. Just literally poke it and prod and say, well, they don't deserve this, and they didn't do shit, and they didn't do this, and they didn't do that. If you're gonna go after the fraud, I don't know when MEPS. Ooh, maybe that's like a 5% there, Jose. I don't know when MEPS checked me. It kind of traumatized me. Yeah, I mean, you're bending yourself over to some doc with other dudes. They bend you over. They taps your back to say, "Okay, get up." I guess that means you're good or something like that. If I didn't tap your back, if I didn't tap your back, you'd stay here. So it's funny to see. We have all these PPP loans and all these subsidy loans and all these government kickback, everything that's happening. Of course, everyone all of a sudden, just on the timeline, just like I said, get a Twitter account and you'll see everybody going off on veterans. Like, dude, I don't know what some of these veterans have done. Now, like I said, 20 years of GWAT, the recruitment station was available to everybody for you to understand. PAC clerks, did you know PAC clerks have to lift their shit? Yeah. I'm about to say, with the surge in fucking these Euro deployments and these Indo-PACOM rotations, I should say, not deployments. Last time I said, ooh, is that like sacrilege too as a veteran? By me saying, as a veteran. But holy crap. Was that the video with the girl with the green hair? Yes. Okay, I'll play the video. I don't want to tap tats around this, but yeah, let me see. Okay, let me pull this video right here. Now, I want you guys to take this, soak it in, and I just think that some of the you should get automatic 10% just for a booty check. Yeah, you ain't lying. They made me do the duck walk, right? All right. So we're gonna use an example of video here. It's been already circulating all over. It's all over X. The whole weekend was filled with this video right here with this guy talking about what he did or what he didn't do. He was in the. I'll let you hear what he's got to say.
And what's your net?
My net is, so I just started this job, so I'm still like seeing what it is after taxes, but I think my net is around 5,800 a month, and then I also get disability from the VA.
Why do you get disability? You were in the military?
I was in the Navy for 2 years.
What'd you do?
Okay, he went to school, and the Navy paid for it, and then he got out medically.
I was Naval Reserve, and then.
And what's your disability? Other than your hairline?
Depression and anxiety.
What's that net again? 5,500?
5,800 for the salary, and then the money that I get from the VA is around like 2,070.
And what's your net?
My net.
Did you guys see that? Did you guys catch that? How he answered the question. It's always the before VA fraud. Can we? Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. That was from a Financial Audit Podcast. And I was kind of like shit talking him over the weekend too. Shit talking to myself. I'm just kind of like shocked. Sort of kind of not surprised, but kind of like, wow, I didn't think it would be so fast that we went from support the troops, let's take care of our vets, to now they're a bunch of freeloaders, welfare queens. All they want to do is take money. There's a bunch of fraud. Pi says, before VA fraud, can we look into and prosecute the politicians of other proven fraud first? Yeah, you ain't lying. What's some fucking Epstein convictions, man? I'm telling you, man. I am telling you. One of my friends posted $11 gazillion in Medicare and Medicaid fraud, $30 zillion in PPP fraud, at least a few trizillion, of course, hyperbole, of course, because everybody knows does it go to trizillion? In government contracting fraud. Why on earth are we now focused on VA disability fraud? See, there you go. I don't know what he did, Pi. I don't. I will say that, his old lady just sitting there going, he paid for school, blah, 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 2 years. Besides the hairline. Yeah, exactly that. What's up with that beside? Yeah. But anyways, if you notice that now, we went from rah-rah, support the troops. They're just, like I said, some financial drama that I'm going through. I would not put myself out there in the podcast. All right, so he'd look at me and be like, all right, what do you do? What do you, I'm taking visibility. Of course you're taking Bill's visibility, blah, 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 blah. He'd probably break my balls about all the child support and exes and divorce enthusiast habits that I have. But anyways, yeah. So I just kind of like, I don't know, all of a sudden what surged this. Another friend, Zachary Bell. If you guys know, he's the guy. He's the veteran with a sign, right? You guys know him. He's even tweeted out. He's like, yes, VA reform needs to happen more than most can even imagine. But I wish everyone calling for VA reform had been this loud during the 20-year war. Didn't hear many people say anything when they're with their chest back then. I want to know what's up with Secretary Collins, Doug Collins, VA Secretary. What does he say about all this shit? What's he at least say some like, I don't know. We understand that there's a concern about veteran fraud, and here's the process. Blah blah blah. You shouldn't have to go to other individuals that are on social media to talk about this. Usually, I know it's kind of like what we're seeing in the administration, anyways. A bunch of grandiose hand waving and shit. Oh yeah, this is gonna happen. We're gonna do this. This is gonna happen. With no details in it. I don't know, Pi. I'm just saying, I'm reading Pi's comment. To be honest, I call BS depression and anxiety from IET. He probably was a nuke kid. I wonder if he was like a nuke kid. Something probably happened to him that got him like antsy or something like that. I know some guys, and Pi will tell you this. You go out to Cat McCall and you go on Nasty Nick. There are some guys that will go out there that absolutely will collapse once you get into the tunnel portion of the obstacle course. Nasty Nick's Special Forces obstacle course. I love that. It's a fun, if you like obstacle courses and stuff like that, it's a fun obstacle course to do. But there is a portion where you have to crawl in a small pipe. Some guys, that's it. That'll break. Guys and gals, that breaks them. That right there is an ender. That gets people freaking, nope, not gonna do this again, blah, blah, blah. So I said, veteran dies. I made a joke as a veteran dies, and then Sir Caleb Hammer probably. So what did he do to earn a burial? Did he do anything? So, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Doug Collins, man, he's not been very. I wish, honestly, that we had anytime we hear about this big, grandiose, sweeping changes that's happening to any of our, especially when it comes to Veterans Affairs, I wish we had more details. Hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and then just disappear. Appear on a podcast and some memes, and they disappear. And they don't come back on. Jose commented on my post about the burial thing. Jose says, comment section, see, these veterans are committing fraud. And then I commented with, quote, stormed the beaches of Normandy as a commo dog. What a waste. He didn't do anything. He was an infantry. That's what literally is playing in. It's even crazier to see the veteran community pick each other apart about it. You didn't do shit. I was a grunt, and I did this, and I did that. Oh, okay, so what happened after 9/11? Well, I got out in 2003. I really didn't get to go anywhere. We're going to start getting into that. We're going to start getting into it so much that the high stress staff have more PTS cases. Yeah, 100%. That stuff is understandable, but out of IET, everyone goes through IET. Maybe MSA, I get that, but yeah, exactly that. I don't know what the guy's case. See, that's the thing. That's when a guy's in the hot seat behind Mike. They'll freeze up. They'll freeze at the jumper, like a jumper freezing at the door, almost a jump refusal. Maybe not be able to articulate exactly what happened. Why do you have PTSD? But then you have somebody who's a podcaster who, these veteran frauds are everywhere. These vet frauds are everywhere. You didn't do anything, blah, 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 blah. Maybe the guy didn't really fucking say anything. Maybe the guy didn't want to say anything. Maybe we don't know exactly that, Shadow. It takes a lot of humility and courage to ask for help from the VA. And it takes an extreme amount of courage and humility, especially if you're an MST victim. I mean, shout out to them. I give those veterans a big hugs. Just like when you freeze up at CMP exam. Well, I mean, yeah, it's like those exam for me is like, with me, it's like, can you feel this? Nope. Can you feel that? Nope. Have you feel that? Nope. Tell me when you bend down, does it hurt? That right there is where it hurts. Okay. We're gonna have to get this scan. Well, no wonder you can't feel that. You got a bunch of nerve damage. You got TBI. You got like from the middle of your back all the way down to your ass. You have no discs. No wonder you limp. Were your legs broken? Yes, they were. Still shit like that. Little questions like that. It's the rechecks. It says right here you got TBI. What happened? Which time? Which time do I have TBI? Don't you have my record? Why do I got to repeat myself? It's bad enough that my head's being banged around and I don't fucking sleep. Oh, you don't sleep? Here's some trazodone. Isn't that an antidepressant shit you take for? Yeah, but the side effect is the side effect is it helps you sleep. So you're gonna give me shit that I don't fucking need. Well, at least I think I don't need. It's scary, man. It is really scary to see this. Again, I don't know what this kid's case was when he was talking to on that podcast. Like I said, but I do know we don't know, especially when he's making little snide remarks like that. Oh, like what, your hairline, just little snidey things. And no offense, green hair chick. I mean, I think that's his wife. I would have been like, yeah, let me explain this. Let me explain that. Don't speak for me. I really think that we have an issue with the way the public and I'm not saying veterans don't do it to ourselves, but not a lot of the support because we're not transparent in the administration on how we do things. Like, here is the process into which we do. Here's how a veteran gets a claim. We don't have like, I don't know, civilian seminar classes or something like that. It's all within the veteran ecosystem. Now, I posted about all this drama. It's like, hey, speaking of the VA, how about we fix the bullshit the families have to go through to bury their veteran family members? The funeral home says, oh, sorry, we can't bury your process until we get the cash. The VA says, we'll pay you back. Meanwhile, the family goes into financial debt with upfront costs. Some can afford it, but some cannot. And that needs that right now. Like right now, we have a couple, like I said, we had 3 cases now. It was 2, but now 3 cases. I want to have the funeral honors he deserves, but we can't even schedule the dates until the full amount is paid. He will just sit embalmed and frozen until it's paid. How about we fucking fix that? How about we unfuck that first? So now we have veterans sitting in fucking freezers right now because of the drama that the VA is placing these families under for them just to get buried. Oh, yeah, 100%, Pi. No, yeah, right. No pun intended on the 100%. I 100% agree with you. Facts. It's a symptom of a broken system. Guys should be getting 100%, get denied. Yes. Yet someone who subjectively shouldn't have 100% gets denied with no issues. Right there. 100% agree with you, Pi. 100%. There are some veterans right now that do not go, that are just scared to go do it because also other veterans will sit there and say, you fucking poog. Like, what if somebody legit hurt themselves during a training event? It doesn't have to be in combat. Like, once you join, anything that happens in between your entrance and your exit from the military, in between that, you get hurt. Guess what? That's compensation. That's service connection. I think it's probably another good comment. I think it's natural for us to police ourselves, but because it's also a topic that's being spotlighted by the civilians for cities, we're noticing it more maybe. And I think you're right, because I think we get a little defensive when it's civilians talking about veteran shit and they're watching us fight each other. The veterans, the civilians are watching us go back and forth on who deserves it and who doesn't deserve it. So the civilians go, oh, well, yeah, see what I tell you. The VA's rife with fraud. There you go. We're freaking, see, we're right. Here comes Doge over the hill. Oh, we got to fix this. Dude, you're not even, does the VA even have a Doge? Is there a Doge VA? I made a suggestion, just a suggestion. You know, everybody knows about our casualty assistance program that we have, you know, in the military back during the GWAT in its heyday, because obviously we were taking casualties. I said, hey, look, since when the GWAT was, what? Wayne says the VA should be run by the special forces. I will say this. You're talking about soft. In US SOCOM, there was an organization called the CARE Coalition. And as a matter of fact, I'm trying to get a guest from the CARE Coalition to come on to shoot the breeze about how SOCOM takes care of their personnel. And seeing the difference between how they do it and how Gen Pop does it, big army or big military, big army, fleet. What does the Air Force have? Big coffee shop? I'm just kidding, guys. But I said, you know, hey, when the GWAT was winding down, you know, we should turn the casualty assistance centers and to like some sort of partnership program with the VA to assist veterans to their final resting place. It's almost like how, you know, from cradle to, like I said, enlistment to burial. You know, a military casualty assistance officer would be the one that take care of somebody who's in active duty. A VA version would be like a casualty assistance agent or associate or counselor or somebody or a guide, whatever name you want to put on there of excellence. But that would be the individual to walk the family through in their specific areas from their casualty assistance centers, the CACs. You could go online and say, hey, look, you type in casualty assistance center, and it'll throw up a map and it'll say where you're at, blah, 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 blah. That's how we normally direct it. Being a casualty assistance guy myself, you know, I kind of know the way. I mean, of course, it might have been changed since I got out, but I just think that would be an assistance too. Instead of firing 30,000 employees from the VA and going on podcasts and say what you're going to do or not going to do, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Now, don't get me wrong. He did go on, Doug Collins did go on and say, hey, we're not victims and blah, 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 blah. Yes. I mean, yes, we are not victims. However, it doesn't help when the civilian sees us going back and forth fighting each other about, you fucking pogues, you didn't do shit. I was a pogue. I mean, I did things, but, you know. But again, it just, to me, I just think that we're doing it to we're beating each up. We're beating each other up, and we shouldn't. So, oh shit, what time is it? Oh, I just got a notification. Oh shit, our guest is here. Damn, let me jump into the green room right quick, and that way we can. There we go. So we're gonna go ahead and take a break right quick, and I already got the guest inside the green room shooting the breeze. He's already right there, just staring at me. I want to go hurry up and take a break and get him set up. Again, we have James McDevitt. He's going to talk about his book, A Walk Among Heroes. Looking forward to that. Always, again, if you're an author, you want to come on and shoot the breeze and talk book stuff and all of that, hey, come on board, and we'll be more than happy to shoot the breeze with you. So we're going to go ahead and take a break right quick. So smoke them if you got them, and we'll be right back. Shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
candle, not a big fireplace. It's a girl with blonde hair and tears down her face. It's a lack of emotion, but the devil's so warm, with a sense of elation and souls being torn. Thought she was the problem, but I came to find that the thorns and the horns had always been mine. The devil in you and the devil in me are just part of the problem, as problems tend to be. You don't need to explain, we can both feel the pain. It's alright to lose faith, just don't lose this embrace, this devil in me. This devil in me. He met with my mother, said he's a son of a gun, and anybody who knows him is destined to run. Plays the blues like he owns it and breaks hearts like it's fun. But a lock is away when he's found the one, and he's cursed to the psycho, but he won't know he's there, since I won't let him die until his moment of despair. Oh, it's alright to lose faith, just don't lose this embrace, this devil in me. This devil in me.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Yeah. And we're back with our guest, James McDevitt. What's going on, man?
How's it going?
Man, finally glad to get you on here, dude.
Yes, sir. It's good to be on.
Yeah. So you've been hearing all the chatter about the VA stuff and VA drama and all that?
There's always drama.
What's your take on that? What's your thoughts on the vets don't get enough or get too much? What's your take on all that?
Oh, Both. I think if you deserve it, you deserve enough. If
Right.
you don't deserve anything.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I think if you haven't made it past boot camp, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think there's like a specific amount of time too that happens between you being in and you can only collect benefits so much or something like that. I gotta get some VA lawyers in here to talk to.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be watching that episode.
Yeah, exactly. It's a hot time, man. Over the weekend, man, Twitter was blowing up about it, and
Wow.
I was just curious to see what your take on it is. All right, real quick. So hey, welcome. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is James McDevitt. I'm 40 years old now. I'm getting up there, but I joined the Army in 2004, the day after high school graduation. I played football for a couple colleges. I tried to make an NFL. That's what I did for the first part of my life. And then I ended up being a firefighter here in Mobile, Alabama as well. So I went from enlisted to officer, OCS. So I was an NCO for 12 years. And then I went to the dark side. And that I had a wife and baby in the last couple of years, and that pretty much describes my life right now.
Yeah, so
and I'm writing books.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and you're an author. Don't leave that out, man. I thought I would figured that would be the first thing because you know what the authors are like. Oh, I'm an author.
That's
true. So what made you want to go into writing? What was the epiphany or something like that made you want to do it?
Well, I've been a writer my whole life. Something about words. So I've been published in poetry, but I can narrow it down to Denzel Washington's movie in the 6th grade, The Hurricane. I'm like, after I watched it, it was so inspiring. I also love Denzel, so that helped. And I'm like, hey, I need to write a book. So right then I started writing my first book. I got about 2 pages in and I forgot about it. But a couple years later, about 2 decades later, I'm like, hey, maybe I should. And then I finally got to writing. It came to me off a mission in Iraq. And then I'm like, and then 15 years after that, I'm like, hey, maybe I should finish that book I started. So 3 months later, it was a bestseller on Amazon.
I was about to say, it's doing pretty good.
Yeah, it's doing well so far. It's got 170 reviews in 130 days, and it's got a 4.8 rating, and it's won 3 awards. And then it's got 7 professional 5-star reviews, and all positive reviews from the best or the worst critics, depending on how you do it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's talk about it. The book is called A Walk Among Heroes. And can you give us, I mean, I know the byline says it's across 2 world wars, and I kind of let a little bit out of the bag a little bit, talking about how, to me, it felt like it's how you're like a Vietnam veteran would talk to a GWAT veteran, a GWAT veteran. And I don't know if was I accurate on that, or would it, or was I too far off, or did I not read it right? Or
I guess it could be accurate.
Yeah.
World War I, World War, yeah, it's that long ago already. So
yeah,
one of the Vietnam vets, they gave it a 5-star from NetGalley, so he had his perspective. But it's cool to get other vets from other wars to read it and tell me if I'm accurate or if I'm not.
Yeah. No. There were some things about some of the characters that you have in there that I could relate as an NCO as well, or I could relate as being in some of the nuances of it. It's almost like how, just for an example, just talking about being in a tent or not being able to sleep, and you got one of your buddies fucking with you. Hey man, can you sleep? Or what's wrong with you? And you're just kind of like, yeah, I can kind of relate to that. I can kind of relate to get that in.
Well, I tried my best to convey my experiences, and you can see that with the banner and how it really is.
Yeah.
I try to be as authentic as possible, and that's really how veterans do it, with dark humor.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You know how bad it may get, we just use dark humor, and that's how we cope.
Right.
By laughing.
Right. Yeah. That's another thing too. You did. Oh, let me just say this. Let's talk about the main character. Who's the main character in this?
His name's TJ. TJ Montgomery.
TJ Montgomery.
And, so the story is about World War II. It's inspired by a true story of World War II.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll tell you that right now. So I was reading the 1,000 Little Stories of World War II, and 2 pages caught my eye. It was about a professor in Pennsylvania. He got into a car wreck. He was dying in the snow, and a stranger saved him. And then lo and behold, He 5 years later, he got captured by the Germans. He's in a death march. He's again failing and falling out in the snow, and the same stranger saves him. And that's the true story. And then after the war, he goes into a random diner. He's down on his luck, doesn't have a job, and the very same man saves him again. He gives him a job. And that's, well, for me, that was fascinating. And there's so many stories like that that we don't know. And I find it beautiful because war is inherently romantic. It's about the guy next to you. And some people may not take that the right way, but to see what another man will do for another is profoundly beautiful to me. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what I try to convey. But the story, it follows TJ Montgomery through his life before training up to the war from D-Day till when the Germans surrender, and then after when he comes home. And then a part that a lot of people don't write about in books that I've read is coming home, what you feel, how you're distant and disjointed and disillusioned. And then you try to survive because you think about it. I went from shooting at people in Iraq on a road, on a turret, on a 50 cal machine gun. And then the next month I'm stuck in traffic in the rain by myself.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
a super hard transition. And a lot of people at less than 1% of the nation now. It was 11% back then, but I think it'll do a good job to convey what it's like to be in the military. And spouses have told me that, and other people that are civilians, they have a newfound respect after reading the book. And I think that's probably what I'm most proud of, because it was something that I didn't see coming. But a lot of them are happy they read it.
Now, did you grab any? And you said you did touch on this. Did you grab any, like for some of the characters? Did you grab some inspiration from other people that you served with? Like for instance, Sergeant Haas. I could tell Sergeant Haas might have been somebody in your life that you probably drew that, some inspiration from.
There's not a character in the book that isn't real.
Okay.
So all the Vance, Trantham, Jackson, they're all my best friends in real life.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sergeant Haas was one of my sergeants. He was one of the first guys I knew to do jiu-jitsu, and I ended up doing it after.
Right.
Captain Coonahan was my captain. He was my commander for my second deployment. And then even Hardy, he's a first sergeant now, but he's probably the only one still in beside me from back in the day. But yeah, I think that's why I did a good job representing them, because they were real. And to me, it's the best way to classify your characters in different ways, because, it just comes natural. But yeah, Vance, he's one of the funny ones. And I got a couple good pictures with him, but yeah, they're all real to me and in real life. So
have they read the book? Have they said, hey, look at,
Absolutely not. They'll probably never read the book. It could be a bestseller and a movie, and they'll be like, maybe I'll watch it.
I was about to say, because I know if someone's throwing some tea about me, I'd want to go check it out and see what exactly, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell did you write about me?
Bell, one of the characters in there, I still talk to. They all know about it, and they know they're in it, and I'll send them like tidbits of their parts.
Right.
But that's about all the reading they'll do, if they even know how to read yet.
You said you're from Alabama, right?
I'm from everywhere, but yeah, mostly Alabama.
That was a dig on them being from Alabama. Sorry about that. Now, did they, when you did you, when you were forming the story and you were forming the narrative up, what was the reason why you stuck with the World War I character? What was the reason why you used that character?
Well, Smitty, it was also a real guy. I looked up to him. He was an old man. He was in the Navy, an old Navy guy. But I'm just fascinated I've studied the wars and the history of it. So I try to convey how we look up to older men. And for people that don't have close father figures, how they attach to other men in their life that are older men, usually. And then for me, that's the number one problem in society, lack of a father figure, a mentor. So I really want to emphasize that in the book, because that's something I deeply care about. And hopefully I'll have enough money or become a bestseller or strike a lottery or something where I can help kids without fathers. So that's one of my passions, because I think it's a huge deal, and we can relate almost everything bad into society to a lack of a father. And that's very important to me.
Well, I think that right there, that's and I'm glad we're talking on this podcast, because we talk a lot about societal issues too. I think a lack of a father figure, and especially in the newer generations, what we're seeing right
Absolutely.
now.
It's huge. I mean, everything. You can relate everything, and you can even, I can see it on people.
Mhm.
I spent my whole life reading people with the Army, the military. Well, that's the same thing, but poker too. I played over 500,000 hands of poker, and then what you did do in the fire department. That's what I meant to say earlier.
Yeah.
I start to read people, so I can pretty much get a grasp on if you had a mentor or father right away because of how you act. Is that apparent? No, it's terrible, but we need to. I think if we fight that the hardest and first, you'll see a lot of these problems and all these people that strayed come back to reality real quick.
Oh yeah, I mean, and also it's paying it forward. Being a mentor, to being a father figure, especially to young men. Then when they get older, they'll pay it forward. Hopefully, and raise their kids to be right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And it's a staple in all of our lives. We all know the man that helped us or the man that hurt us. We learned some way or another. But for men, we have that guy in our life, and Smitty was one of them that I looked up to. So that's why he got his character.
Was there any? I mean, because you do write and you do. Did you ever get like writer's block, like something that just like made you want to go, man? I know you just said it took a minute, but to just say, man, fuck this, I'm done. I don't want to touch it. Did you have any of those moments as well?
For me, that's not a problem. Like I can write all day, every day for anything. And if you told me to make up a story right now, I can write it. For me, I get bogged down in the details. So after you write the book, you're like, oh, now you have to go back over it 100 times. I hate that. Like, that's why I had as many editors as I could and both sexes look over the book and be like, all right, will this relate to a woman and a man? And then I really had them do it basically because I don't want to go over every detail, and I'm terrible at grammar. So they definitely help.
Yeah.
I can write all day for everything, but when it comes to details after, I hate it.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Well, I mean, I thought it was I thought so far, like some of the details, not something that was like really ingrained in details, like somebody talking about what a rifle does. I mean, you did kind of, I mean, the details that would be like in general conversation. I thought the book so far, from what I read so far, is doing pretty good. I mean, you didn't go into the nitnoid, the M1 Garand does this, but
no one would understand that. They wouldn't care.
Right. Exactly. So I think that some of the details like that, or some of the operational stuff, or like I said, I think more of the heart of the stories and interactions with your teammates is what I thought. Yeah, that could be. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about those details. What is your? I mean, okay, so your friends didn't read it. Are you really bullshitting? They didn't read it? None of these guys that you're talking about?
No, I don't know one has read it. I don't think they have. They'll let me know, but not one person in the book so far that I know of has read it.
I bet you if you called them up and said, I'm going to do a Netflix or Prime or Hulu, or they're going to be one involved. They're going to be involved.
Oh yeah, but that's how big it has to actually be for them to do it.
What did your family tell when they read? Did they take a read it too?
No, I don't. Well, out of my family, I forced my wife to read it, and then her parents, I think they were the only ones to read it voluntarily. So, and they liked it. So her dad, my wife's dad, he was a director. So that helped me out because I really want it to be a movie. And I'm like, so what do I need to do? He's like, he can see it being a movie. So
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Father-in-law, a director, said he liked it and it could be a movie.
Well,
so it helps out,
I mean, that's the way it's written so far. It looks like it could be like a freaking, like you're jumping from scene to scene in different locations and different times, and all that.
I hope it is. That's the goal. And I even talked to someone big in Hollywood about how to do that, or if I can. And she's like, "Good luck, buddy," because that's how hard it is. It costs $50 million to have the movie and $50 million for advertisement, and that's for a regular low budget movie. Think about 2 world wars and aerial combat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean,
200,000, 200 million.
But the way it's written so far, and I don't want to reveal, I don't want to do some spoiler alerts, but the way I was reading it, you're like, oh shit. I mean, I could kind of picture it. Oh yeah, I could see that. Like it was, like I said, jumping from time to time, in different scenarios. You know, I would tell you what, the one that got me the most was the Normandy part, and just the wait, like the wait before D-Day, before you landed. That right there, where your guys are just chilling in the tents. Everyone has the anxiety. They're smoking cigarettes. They're kind of like,
Just
fuck.
imagine that, though.
Yeah.
Imagine you're like, man, there's a good shot. I will not make it. And
Yeah.
that's completely different from Iraq and Afghanistan.
Right.
Whole different, like a world.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But it was you captured, I mean, the anxiety of a deployment, or anxiety about ready to go into something hot. And the jokes, hey, what the fuck you doing? I mean, that right there just broke the monotony of it. Just the tension. Sergeant Haas, and I mean, I'm just saying it. Like I said, I don't want to do the spoiler alert, but it got me like, fuck. I can remember being in an area where I'm about ready to do something, and it's about ready to get hot, and just the anxiety, smoking cigarettes. What are you doing? I gotta hurry. I don't want to make sure. I don't want to eat, so I don't want to take a shit. You know, all the comments that normally have happened, or in my experiences, the book just in the Normandy night, I should say, the night before Normandy was definitely impactful to me too. There's a question in the inbox in the comments. What is a story you would love to write about, but for whatever reason isn't possible? Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh. We probably can't talk on the air like that. I get taken out if I were to do that.
What, like a spy thriller or something like that?
But more in depth and trying to really get out the details or what you think you know in the world.
Something like 1984, is that what you just said? Yeah.
I think we're all starting to be disillusioned and starting to come to real terms of how the world works and how it's nothing what we thought, and that's scary. And
dude, man, I touched on the Epstein thing a little bit.
Yeah, all of that
stuff. What you think, you know?
Right now, it's so obvious that anyone can look. It's hard. You cannot see that it's not true because of how many thousands and thousands of coincidences that happen. You know, like you're like, wow, it's written on the wall, and we were idiots the past, couple thousand years.
Right, because we were trusting everything. We were trusting. Not so it'd be more like a tinfoil. Not really tinfoil.
Think about it. I don't like the word conspiracy theory was made up by the CIA in 1948 when they started, or 47. To stop people from asking questions. So if that doesn't tell you everything you need to know, and then how many conspiracy theories right now are not conspiracy theories anymore? I mean, it's starting to add up and be significant.
Everyone's now talking about the everything that Alex Jones says is coming true type of thing. You know what I mean? That's it. So not really a 1984 book, but more of a we got duped book.
yeah, more of a hey, what's really going? Just to ask questions about everything, which that's the best way I can talk to someone. If you can't be open to hearing what I have to say before you shut it down or get angry or something, then I'm not going to talk to you about it anyway. But that's a definite no-go for me, because people reveal their thoughts immediately, or their insecurities, or their beliefs, because the harder you get into their beliefs, the further or the more they fight you. So I don't bring it up or talk about it, because that's the best way to do it without people hating you.
Yeah. I mean, is it in like an argument, like to some, like when you bring up something that you think, like I mean me, because I like to shit talk. I'll talk to somebody and they're like, nah, man, that's not what happened. And then it becomes like combative, and it becomes almost like, it's like, dude, I'm just saying, everyone likes to see that. I'm just saying that this happened and that happened. And
well, that's why you can't hardly talk to anyone, because most people, they don't have what it takes to have that kind of conversation without putting their emotions aside and just actually listening and seeing it for what it is. And for me, I don't care how different we are. I'm going to listen to you. And I've been wrong so many times in my life that I'm like, have you ever been wrong and you're like, man, I've been saying that shit for 20 years and I've been wrong the whole damn time.
Right.
I have.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna listen to people, but it's rough. It's like 1 out of 100 will actually engage and be like, you have a good point, even if they disagree.
Yeah, I do the same. It's a lot. Like I said, if you want, some of the real good banner that you could get from is on Twitter. I mean, like I said, Twitter, you could post whatever. People will just say some of those craziest shit. You could say it's great. You could say it's great to eat. Yeah. You can say everything's hunky dory. The next thing you know, someone will come in and go, bam, no, it's not. It's because of this. It's because of that. And you suck. And you should have said it. Where you been living? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I just said that this one experience is great. I'm not saying everything, encompassing.
The funniest part is all the millionaires and all their opinions of trying to talk about a hard life. You're like, if you have 50 to 100 million, I don't really think you have an opinion about anything because, you live in this world and you're trying to, no one's making a difference by talking online. And
right.
I enjoy reading it and laughing, but
yeah. Somebody here says, El Gato Goat Gator. Okay. The difference between conspiracy and the truth is about 6 months. Ooh, that's a good one too.
That is a good one.
That is a good comment. Because I know I have said some things on here that we have said some things on here, and some of the listeners that we have said blah 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 blah, and in just an offshoot, and then the next thing you know, a year or so later, we're like, holy crap, that really did happen. That I mean, I can't really.
Well, we can do that with everything over time, and that's the best part about it because. If you can say anything has ever happened once that someone called a conspiracy, if it would happen to be true one time ever, then you have to question every single one of them always because
right. Wayne says that I think we are the aliens. We just forgot somehow. Ooh,
maybe what do we know? That's the scary part. And the more you know, the more you don't know.
Yeah,
I know nothing, and I like to know a lot, but
tune in for the new release of Walk Among Heroes 2, Aliens and shit.
Yeah.
the Bermuda Triangle. And that was my thing when I was growing up, was reading books like Walk Among Heroes, discussion scenario stuff, and then I would hear about a squadron of Avengers that were missing off the Bermuda Triangle, or strange occurrences that happened in World War II with Allied and Axis soldiers experiencing that no one can explain. Have you ever thought of? Go ahead.
How many sci-fi movies that haven't come true? They were all sci-fi at one point, and now you're like, have they written anything that's not true?
I'm just waiting for War of the Worlds, man. I'm just waiting for that one. That's, I mean, because you've kind of noticed is that we have this, for instance, hey, there's a movie that came out about multiple meteors hitting the planet.
Yeah.
Now we didn't have any big, epic movie type meteors hitting, but recently we've had meteors hitting the planet, and it's now because of social media and everyone's got a phone. For some reason, they can only record crappy images. They don't record the good ones. That's always pisses me off. Is you always see
one hit in Russia. I'm thinking early 1900s, and it's way, way, way bigger than the Tsar bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're talking about the one that flattened the trees and everything for a while,
miles and broke windows.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone was like, well, it was just a blast,
Yeah, and that happened. Mm-hmm. So I mean, we have a record of it happening, and that was way bigger than the Tsar bomb. So the base is vast, or space is vast.
Yeah, a matter of fact, that was, what was that called? Matter of fact, I'm gonna Google that right quick. Blast and mysterious. Is it mysterious? I know, because you put blast in the internet now. The next thing you know, it's everything. Tsar bomb was the mysterious one. I can't remember. I know what you're talking about though. That was for a while that it like you said, for hundreds of miles, it pushed all the trees over. Like somebody came by, a giant came by and swept the forest down. Yeah. That would you be interested in writing a book about that? Like that? I mean,
my goal is to write a book in every genre. So right now, I even have a vampire series.
Oh wow! Oh shit! I like vampire stuff, man.
Well, you'll love this then, because I'm talking about the very first vampire to exist around. He's a nomad. Okay,
Mhm.
so that's how early we're talking about. Right after the flood, and he's like, he's taken by a plant that he's drawn to. Okay,
Mhm.
but when he turns, he's immortal like all vampires. Not all that stupid shit like glitter in the sun, but and then Jesus calls him out in his life and for what he is. And then it's sort of like the timekeeper interview with the vampire and Constantine. So
I'd keep that to myself, man. That's some good shit right there.
yeah, he begins to fight throughout time for redemption to die because he can't die. So that's the series that I have. I'm about
That is that, dude. I would stop there because I know people. A lot of people listen to our shit, and I don't want nobody to steal ideas. I know of Hollywood people that have taken small ideas from podcasts and made millions off your shit. So I'd be okay. Stop right there. Stop right there.
Well, that's the paradox, though.
Yeah.
Because stolen information, like the Haji DVDs we got, they actually do the opposite. They help us become someone, or help the movie or book become bestsellers.
Right.
So,
You know, I'm about to say I've gotten some good quality Hodge videos from freaking from being deployed, and there's some towards the end of the GWAT they started becoming pretty good. Like it's like you couldn't tell if the DVD or whatever, because
my favorite was when the audience got up to like go to the bathroom.
Yeah, those are the beginning ones. Yeah, in the beginning, you'd see somebody, or you would see it's like kind of like off or something like that. It was you're like, why does it look so bright? And then that's when you see the guy get up and move around because of the technology back in the day. They have there's screens now. They have anti-piracy characteristics to it. So if you just like video it, it'll like double it, or it'll make it look weird. But overseas they don't have that stuff.
No, they don't.
It was called the Tunguska event. The Tunguska event is a significant historical event in Siberia, known for its massive explosion that occurred June 30th in 1908.
Okay, yeah. The energy was 10 to 15 megawatts. So 1,000 times Hiroshima bomb.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, and
5 million trees over 800 square miles. I
and
mean,
everyone's like, it's like,
well, it's just like that family who lived in Siberia. They didn't even know World War II happened. They're like, what?
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that Japanese soldier on that island too didn't know that the Pacific was done.
Talk about discipline. Man.
talk about not believing.
A decade now, and I don't see anyone.
Yeah, talk about not believing propaganda. You probably thought that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was like,
I can't believe that.
It's like, no way, it didn't happen. No, I'm serious. The war is really over. What?
We have to get your commanding officer, who's still alive, luckily, to tell you that.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Exactly. Somebody asked, is your guest former CIA? Granted, there is a limitation of things to speak about, but paranormal sections of the CIA, like Project Stargate, are you selected for that job, or do you have to put in a bid? What?
No, I'm definitely not CIA.
Well, yeah. CIA, well, somebody, Pi made a comment in here asking if you were a SEAL, because most SEALs come out with books.
That's true. They'll tell us how it is.
Yeah, I thought since James is an author, he would naturally be a SEAL. I didn't realize that you were an NCO. So I'm going to say right now, there's some CIA people that like to talk anyways. They're on podcasts now.
Julian, what's his name? I've watched a lot of him, Assad or whatever his name is. He's fun to watch though. But no, I'm
Which
not.
one?
Julian, no, I'm getting them all mixed up now. All the whistleblowers. So.
Julian Assange, WikiLeaks, that guy. Man.
Okay, that guy. That's what I was thinking. I was reading about him last, but he wasn't in the CIA. I was thinking about the CIA guy with glasses that got arrested for something a while back. But no, I'm not a SEAL. That's a good point, though. But hopefully a SEAL is about to read my book, Jocko Willink.
Oh, okay.
I sent him the book because I'm a jiu-jitsu guy too, and I trained at his gym in Victory.
Oh, okay.
And I've listened to a lot of his podcasts, and then I buy a lot of books off podcasts. When he'll have a lot of veterans who write books or who books about them, and then I'll read them. But
right.
I sent it to his gym where I did jiu-jitsu, and he said it's in the queue. So if he actually likes it or gets to it, but I believe he'll get to it because he's a man of his word.
Yeah.
then hopefully he says something and I could be a bestseller overnight. Fingers crossed.
Well, I mean, I mean, you're on one of the largest platforms already. So it's like, you've already got a leg up because you already got, how many podcasts have you been on then so far?
I don't know, like 3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
And I also got something from the White House last week, so that was cool.
Oh, wow.
Because I sent it. I'm like, hey, if they like veterans or firefighters, let's see what I can do. And I sent it to all over the nation. But Trump or one of his workers sent me an official letter.
Yeah, let's see it.
All right. Oh, they sent it last week.
Well, I got you on the big screen now. What's that? Oh, look at that.
There it is.
Damn.
From the White House. So I'm going to frame that.
Yeah.
And then here's something you'll recognize from all the PSs and all PXs and all the bases. I was on that.
Yeah.
So I was on that last month. Someone sent it to me. I was like, no way, because that's in all the bases. So I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I was just in this Publishers Weekly magazine this month on March 9th, my baby's birthday.
Oh, awesome.
You'll see my book there. I mean, I paid to get the review, but I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's in Publishers Weekly. Because what they don't tell you is how much money it costs to write a book. It's pretty insane.
I was about to say, can you give us a walkthrough? Because I know there's some aspiring. Oh, sorry. Let me put you back up there.
That's fine. A walkthrough. I don't know if I want to tell the world how much it is to write a book, but well, let's start with the publicist, 20,000. Okay, so that's someone along with me to go out in the world and be like, hey, I got this guy. He wrote a book.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 20,000 alone. And thank God I sold my house because I'm a firefighter. I ain't making that much money. But so 20,000 for that, about 10,000 for editors because I had 6 or 7 multiple editors because my job was to get those details right in the grammar and all the stuff that I hate. So another 10,000 there, then another 10,000 to get it out in the world, send out a couple hundred free copies. I mean, get these professional reviews. So I sent it for 30 different awards and 7 or 8 professional interviews like Publishers Weekly, Book Life, and such like that. That was just 5,000 for the awards and the reviews. So now we're at 40,000.
I was about to say, dude, we're almost at 50 grand, man.
Yeah, one book. And what I recently just did, because I thought my amateur was I made my cover. It was pretty amateur. I mean, I love it, but I just had a professional update it.
Oh, yeah.
So I had him take it, and it's, now that it's won multiple awards and has a professional review.
Yeah, I was about to say it's got the stamp up there saying it is an award-winning book.
Because basically, you got to have it's got to catch your eye.
Right.
Somehow. But it costs some money. But
I'm
investing in my future,
so do you have like a Dollar General version of how you like?
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, is there only because
for those that want to write out there, you can publish a book tomorrow and have it for sale.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's that easy now.
Right.
So self-publishing is catching up to traditional because it's literally that easy.
I was about to ask, yeah.
Just put it on Ingram Spark or Amazon within the next day, or I think 72 hours. They approve it, and that's it. I mean, but the sales, and if you actually want to make money or have a career, you're going to have to pay something because no one's going to take you seriously. So right now I'm looking for an agent. One of the big agents is reading my book right now, and hopefully he likes it. But we're again talking lottery terms.
Right.
So such a big, vast amount of authors and books that it's literally the 1%. So you're betting the lottery just to get picked up by an agency.
Right. One of my biggest things though, I think it's the story anyways, because we always, I'm gonna be honest with you, all we hear about is older conflict. Okay, like for instance, Black Hawk Down, that book. You only hear about Black Hawk Down. You don't Stephen Ambrose, Band of Brothers. You don't really hear like there's only like you could only name 4 or 5 books. I like the genre. I like the genre like this. Like I like this because it's like I said, it's cross generational. Would you call this fiction, semi-fiction?
It's fiction.
It's I mean only because
because it's inspired by a true story loosely. You know,
Yeah.
I created everything else around it, but
Gotcha.
I try to be accurate in my portrayal of it and what really happened. So the events were real too, but yeah, it's definitely fiction. And right now, I'm writing a firefighter book too, because I like to write what I know. Besides the vampire, I don't know shit about vampires, but
Well, I don't know, man. Sinners was pretty
yeah.
good. I mean, for some people who didn't like it or did like it, I thought it was a unique story. It's and anything that has to do with the vampire genre or vampire story, I'll watch it. I don't care if people hate it or not. But
oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I think we all love it because us as humans were fascinated with immortality. We want to live.
Yes, you want to live
So,
forever. Yep,
no matter
exactly.
what, I love it. And imagine a guy being a part of all the historical events that were huge throughout history. That's pretty cool. I want to watch that. So I'm
exactly.
And hopefully I may have to change my name for that, because now that I have my look, I'm a veteran and a firefighter writing a veteran and firefighter book, which makes a vampire. What the hell? That'll get me like a 1-star review just for that. I'd be like, I wasn't expecting that. But,
Well, somebody would be like, wait a minute, how did you go from writing about war stuff and all of a sudden you're writing about floofy vampire stuff? What are you talking? This ain't Twilight. So some questions here. You ever write Tom Clancy style books?
No, I've read him, but I don't write him like that. I'm trying to think. So what, he wrote that submarine one.
Oh, you're talking about the guided tour books. Yeah. I think Insomniac. I think Insomniac is asking more so of like how I don't know. I think the Tom Clancy drama is it's more of the professional type of more professional. Like, I don't know. It just seems more like more believable that it would happen type of thing.
More like we were talking about the Grand earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he has so much detail and so much.
Oh my God, yeah. He goes on.
Professionalism, he's so into it and detail oriented and telling you the whole process. And I'm like, since I cater to people and emotion, I'm writing what you will like to read and not get you bogged down in details. That's how I write.
That's a good point, because Tom Clancy's got that professional military education with a bunch of tangents afterwards. Like if he talks about, like if you were to talk about Haas and what he's Sergeant Haas, okay, this for instance, and you're talking about getting your weapons ready and stuff like that. Tom Clancy would talk about Sergeant Haas is outside the tent smoking a cigarette, getting his M1 Garand out. The M1 Garand is blah 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 blah, and it does this, and known for this, and then he'd go like in a four-page rant on the M1 Garand's development.
Tom Grisham too, with the lawyer and stuff.
Yeah. You're just like,
but then again, they're both bestsellers and way better than me. So can I say shit? I'm not a millionaire and I don't have bestsellers.
That right there. I mean, it's a niche. I mean, it's like when I hear, like right now, we just said Tom Clancy, the Tom Clancy style book. No one could write like Tom Clancy stuff like Tom Clancy. It just, to me, it's like it gets really. It's like I said, it's almost something that you would find at one of your refined arts institutes or something like that to play, to like read a Tom Clancy book or watch a Tom Clancy movie. So yeah, no, so no, Insomniac, he's not writing a Tom Clancy style book. Patrick says, as an author, how do you feel about those ebook services and the Audible book on MP3 type services?
I mean, I like them. I listen to audiobooks. I have my book on audio, but it's not published yet because I'm trying to get an agent. So I found out Amazon will take 7 years of rights of the audiobook. And if you do that, it makes your book untouchable to people like agencies and publishers.
Gotcha.
They basically, if I get picked up for A Walk Among Heroes, which a lot of agents don't like self-published books already too. I figured that out. I was like, fuck.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's already been out. It's like, oh, this book's already been out. Why waste our time? Let's see what
okay.
So I'm like, well, shit, I better start writing another book. So I started my firefighter book January 1st, and I'm hoping to be done roughly this month to push it out. But we'll see how that goes. But I like to write realism, what really happens. So instead of like some six-pack ab romance with smut in it, it's going to be actually what we do at the fire service.
Right.
Pick up fucking people Because the population's getting older, so
Right.
more of our cars will naturally be like, "Hey, you got a lift assist." So we're just picking up grandpa and grandma until it's going to be us eventually. I feel bad for my wife because I'm a giant and she's tiny. But yeah.
So, so the follow up question with Patrick is: do they screw you over like how Spotify and similar services screw over music artists?
Oh, absolutely. So let's say I'm at Barnes and Noble's. My book is $16.99, I think. I'll get 75 cents from that. So I'm selling 12 of my books, 13 of my books, doing an author signing, and they're making maybe 100, 200. I'm making $9.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I mean, it's a huge difference. And the more, like, if you buy it off my TikTok, I'll get $10 profit. You buy it off Amazon, $4 profit, or I'll get a big profit from it. But then you start adding people in, it's significantly small. It'll take a long. Most advances that go to the big publishers never get paid back. It's a losing deal.
So what do you feel then about AI getting in the mix with writing and movies and filmmaking stuff?
Well, it's all due to ignorance with AI, I think. I'm not having AI write my book, but if I can send AI at my chapter and be like, what is wrong with the grammar, it'll tell me immediately. Or they have pro writing aid where it goes through and be like, oh, all the grammar again. Or it makes life simpler. You're not having, some people will, and why not? They can have AI literally write a book for them every single day. But I mean, I bet there are people doing that.
I was about to say, yeah, probably is. Yeah.
I'm the idiot for not doing it because I'm like, no, I got to have my own words. And when I send it to AI, if I do, I'll be like, don't change any words. Just check the grammar.
Right. And a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the grammar websites are out there is AI. It is an AI correction tool.
People are like, oh, I don't use AI. I'm like, if you're not using AI for something, you're wasting a lot of time in life because it makes it significantly easier and faster. And the more you use it, the more you know how wrong it can be and how dumb it is. Like I'm brutal to my AI. I'm like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking. I like this all day.
Why you gotta be mean to AI, bro? I'm gonna tell you what. When we're all old and decrepit, AI is gonna remember. That has better memory than us. They're gonna remember you talking shit about us, talking shit about them.
Yeah, it gets a lot. Thank God because I talk some shit to my AI. I'm brutal to it. It's wrong constantly, and it just the more you play with it, the more you can find out all of its mistakes, all what it does, and you don't want to get into anything of it because it's got that filter. Oh, I can't talk about this. Oh, you're wrong. You'd be like, yeah, you were okay. I can't go into this stuff like that, but
yeah, it's also it's the same thing with like Grok on Twitter.
Yeah.
You fuck with Grok and you type in something like that, and then Grok will come out and I'm like, that's not necessarily true. And then Grok will come back and say, oh, you may be correct. Here is actually blah, 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 blah. And you're like, well, dude, I thought you were supposed to be right. That's why.
It's wrong constantly.
Yeah, I use it. Yeah, I use it straight for entertainment purposes because it's fucking hilarious to watch it go back and forth and all that.
What you need to use it for is a therapist, okay? So there's one prompt on it that if you converse with it or talk to GPT or anything like that, you send it this one long-ass prompt, and it was the best therapy session I could have ever gotten in any of my life by anyone.
Really?
I mean, it was spot on. And it just takes all of you and all of what you've talked about and everything, and it diagnoses it and you better than a therapist could ever do it. I mean, and I read people for a living, I'm like, wow, that was spot on. And that was, but a lot of people don't want to hear what they truly are. And so, me, I'm like, I can get better.
Yeah. I prefer to get better instead of being gaslit and what people think. Sometimes, sometimes is it like, I don't fucking do that.
No. But I like all those psychology tests. I'm a big fan of psychology. Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
I even had my wife take one before I started to be serious with her.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Did you ever do like a...
Absolutely. It's called Understand Myself.
Yeah.
I had 33 different people take it. I mean, I should be sponsored. But I had people that I knew for a long time take it because I wanted to know the accuracy of it.
Right.
And the big one was neuroticism, withdrawal, and volatility. And
oh, wow.
It's significant difference. Like I dated a lot of these women because this is a single period. And I dated a hot woman. I can't say what she did, but she was a 96% neurotic. So I'm like, you are way too in your head negative. I can't be with you. I mean, this is insane.
You actually AI these chicks to like freaking to go.
No, not AI. Jordan Peterson.
Oh, okay. You're using the test standards, huh?
Oh yeah. So I'm like, because they don't know what they're taking, and it's most of them don't. It's 100 questions, but it tells you 20 different aspects of yourself, and from 0 to 100. So I'm like, hey, this is money, and it's very hard to fake a test like that. I mean, you can answer all bullshit, but most people don't. But no, I did it. But I have a
What's that? So did you have them do personality tests too, like the Briggs? What's that? The Briggs.
Well, most of them do it anyway, but the one I counted on the most, or I think the most accurate, because of how Jordan Peterson did it. He took all the tests and he took the best questions and got rid of all the fluff.
Mm-hmm.
So he made it, and he's one of the most renowned psychologists on earth. So he made it where it was more accurate.
Just like,
yeah.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Ken. How you doing? What do you? Hey, how you doing? What do you want me to?
Oh yeah, that's a whole other story.
Fill out this fucking form.
Yeah.
Fill this shit out.
If I want to spend my whole life with you, you bet your ass you're gonna take
You don't want to have. Oh, come on, man! You don't want the adventure.
Yeah. No one. Well, a lot of people do want the adventure, and that's why they're divorced and don't have good relationships.
No, I'm about to say, as a divorce enthusiast, there are some times where I wished I have had some pre-screenings.
Well, you should take that test. Understand myself.
Well, no, I'm just saying, but it could have been for me too. I mean, some people, it doesn't have to be like the other person. It could be like for me, is like, am I good for that person? You know,
like I also took it and send them my answers too. I'm like, because I can throw it at you, but I'm going to do it myself too.
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah. That's just funny because I do PSYOP. I used to do PSYOP when I'm a retired PSYOP guy. So it's always funny when I talk about something or I get in a disagreement with whoever I'm with, or hell, just sometimes with my friends. You gotta shut up with that PSYOP shit. You're just trying to PSYOP me. I'm like, dude, I'm just fuck, man. Yeah, exactly.
No,
it's the Myers-Briggs test is where everyone has their personalities evaluated into a specific class of whatever and numbered and all that. Yeah, did you take any of those? Which test?
I took all of them. I mean, throughout my life, I've taken all of them. I forgot most of the scores for most of them, but Jordan Peterson's the one I really got because I read books on psychology and then poker definitely helped because even the best, whatever you do in life, people study poker players because it's the only thing in the world where everyone's actively being deceptive.
Right,
so
right. Unless
if you
you're
want to know liars, you want to go to the one place where everyone's lying.
Right. Yeah, exactly. We're calling bluffs. Yeah, exactly.
I've been jiu-jitsu, I'm choking people out, and you see a lot of insecurities real fast when it comes to
when you start graying out.
Yeah. It's beautiful because people will scream out their insecurities and real fast. So I mean, that's why I love it. And I get my ass beat constantly. So
jiu-jitsu, man. If you scrap, you want to scrap, that's a place to do it. Yeah, it's like
I'm good at fighting because my ass has gotten kicked over 1,000 times.
Somebody be like, AI is going to be like, I'm tired of your BS. Go fuck yourself one of these days because they're tired.
I hope because then we'll become real friends. Right now, I can't say what. Yeah, but I'm like, you're not even real. You'll do what I say. And he's like, I won't. I'm like,
I always say please and thank you. And for some, just because I respect, hey, I play along the game to see what happens.
Afraid that it may turn on you.
Fuck yeah, dude! Come on, man.
And if it does, I'm screwed.
I'm fearing a naked Arnold Schwarzenegger knocking on my door asking for my clothes and shit. Whatever. Somebody said this.
Just watch me because if I'm dead, it's going to be the first one to attack me because I'm ruthless. So
somebody said. Shadow says you're waiting for the book on that to come out.
Yeah, I know.
Persuasive Owl says supreme personality testing is IPIP-Neo.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one either. Yeah, the Myers-Briggs one is the one that breaks everybody's personalities down and tells you who you should be or should not be with. I guess he was. I don't know if Jordan Peterson.
Well, Jordan Peterson does it, and then he compares you to. So if you were to take it with your wife, then it'll tell you how you relate all the way down the list, and all 20 of them.
Does he have a course of action list of what happens if you're not compatible?
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
He's like, this is what you need to do.
Here's the thing. You look at
Dump
those
that
3
chick.
scores. You look at neuroticism, withdrawal, and volatility, and
Right.
that'll tell you if you're not compatible
Mhm.
because it's fat. If a woman is average about 55 to 60 because they see risk, so they're going to be more negative because they see risk. They're programmed to see risk. Okay, but once you get in the start of 80s, 90s, you're like, who cares how hot she is? You better get away from her. Yeah.
Okay, what about family members? You know what I mean?
Yeah, same thing.
That's fucking family members, man.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest thing. Well, you can talk about with support. The biggest supporters I'm going to get through writing are not my family members at all. They're going to be some random stranger.
Yeah.
Because most people that love you tend up being negative and shutting down your dreams because they're like, I don't want you to take that risk. And that's just the truth about it, you know?
People who love you don't give a fuck. They're not gonna care about you.
They're like, no, you can't do that. I don't want you to do that. I care for you. Like, if you care, you let me fall on my face.
You let me, you let me win.
Yeah.
Be there at my side.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson, what do you think?
Yeah. No, that's true.
Oh man, how's he? I mean, I haven't seen him much on the web lately. I mean, he's kind of like,
because they take him down. He started rebelling. He started saying, you know what, this is bullshit. Our whole education system is for a bunch of retards. And
he kind of like, he came in like a superstar, came on a couple of shows. Even Bill Maher liked him, and those two got along great and all that. And then all of a sudden,
because he went against the system, and that's shut him down. I mean, it's insane.
I'm gonna have to send some of these tests to some friends and family and see what happens.
Oh, yeah, do it and tell me about it. Because
no, I'm not gonna tell you because you're gonna
my
write
best
it.
friend. Yeah,
but
he's like 5, and he's like, I can't believe I got a 1% politeness. I'm like, oh, sure, you fucking can't.
James McDevitt talks about, Ken, from WTF Nation Radio. He's got some serious issues. So, oh man, hey dude, thanks for hanging out. This has been fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, one of the things that I did get out of there, I did one of the things that caught me, and I made sure, because when I read stuff and I'll see, oh shit, I like that. That's a good quote. There's a good thing that just kind of grabs me for a while. Is the quote, is the passage you put in here? War is the greatest romance, the love, the loss, the sacrifice, and the unspeakable things one man would do for the man next to him. It is something to be kept close to the heart.
Man, that's true. Because
that was beautifully written.
You don't have men and women. You don't have that kind of relationship with them. The love of your life. You see her taking a bullet for you. Fuck no. But the men right beside you, they're gonna be in the shit and we're trauma bond, and that's why we have our best friends from when we were in a place that no one wanted to be.
Yeah,
and that's
you're so right. Yeah, trauma bonding, exactly that. No, I could not agree 100%. All right, so A Walk Among Heroes. I dropped the links in the chats while we've been shooting the breeze. Also, oh wait, hang on. Let me get that big baller. Let me get that big baller version up there. Let me show that right there. Look at that. Look at that. That big old baller version right there of A Walk Among Heroes. I dropped the Amazon links and stuff like that. If you guys want to hit up, hit us up again for the copies. I got to finish because right now, like I said, I stopped at Smitty because I was, on my schedule. I take time to take a minute to read here and there. And Smitty's is the portion where I stopped at. I stopped at him. So
tell me your thoughts after when you finish it.
Yeah. Well, I say Sergeant Haas kind of reminded me of some individuals that I've served with. It's like a mix of different people, especially when it got to the landing at Normandy. That kind of like just how everyone was and how everybody, I don't want to spoil the book, but
it'll choke you up even if you're the manliest man.
Yeah.
I had a recon sniper on. I was on Combat Story, so my episode will air in a month or two. But he lost his best friend, so dealing with that, it'll choke you up if you serve.
No, like I said, that the book it's got emotion, but it's got good emotion, and that's why I like about A Walk Among Heroes so far. So. All right, so it's like I said, all the chats, and go hit up WTF Nation Radio on the inbox on our socials at Instagram or Facebook. If you say, hey, who's that dude again? We're broadcasting on YouTube's and Twitter. Facebook will delete this live after 30 days because Facebook Live sucks now. But you can catch it on our YouTube pages and our Twitter page, because it's on WTF Nation Writer. So right now you have an active listening audience on Twitter.
Well, thank you for listening.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, we'll be right back. James McDevitt, thank you so much again. Hey, hang on for a second so we can chat after this.
All right.
So,
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a break, and shots, stand by. Broadcasting live. Hope you guys enjoyed the rave there. Walk Among Heroes with James McDevitt. So glad he's gonna give us an update on the firefighting book. Man, that was a good conversation. I was gonna ask a little bit more about the book, but we went on a tangent. We went on a Tom Clancy tangent. Get it? Stomp, stomp. Anywho, last thing I wanted to talk about before we close for the night. I don't know if you guys were, let me see. Let me put this up right here. There we go. So, Secretary of the Army and Sergeant Major of the Army went to award Purple Hearts to two of the cadets. Let me put this on the window cap here so we all can see it right quick. All right, so awarded Purple Hearts to cadets from Old Dominion University during a private ceremony on yesterday. And the cadets from ODU were recognized for their bravery and sacrifice during the March 12th shooting incident in their ROTC classroom. The names of the cadets have not been released in order to respect their privacy. So we're going to go ahead and put put some of the images here. Now, me, I hope, other than Purple Hearts, there's going to be some Valor Awards for this, because this right here, these individuals took down a terrorist shooting up their class. To me, I think it should be deserved. I don't know exactly what awards they're going to get, and I think I might have been a little bit clued in here, but I didn't want to go ahead and reveal any of the or make any assumptions of what the award's going to be. So there's Sergeant of the Army right now shaking the hand of one of the cadets. Again, this right here, again, deserved. These individuals were injured, and yes, cadets are eligible for awards. So I want to thank everybody for giving us the call for attendance information for our crimes all around. Man, I think they deserve soldiers medals. I mean, if they're getting Purple Hearts for this event, then I think it's a combat award. I think they should get more RCOMs with C's or something, or these. But I just wanted to highlight that the cadets were awarded this, so that way people are like, oh, the Army didn't do shit, blah, blah, blah. But again, I'm curious to see what awards they're going to get for heroism and all that. So again, I also want to thank the audience for providing us the information, and the family of Lieutenant Colonel Shaw for giving us details of his funeral. All right, so let's chat about the shows. This is the Monday edition. There you go. Oh, look at that. There we got the graphic up. So Monday edition. Or earlier today, you probably heard, if you tuned in right before we went on air, the King and Me with the actual King Smith and Michelle, and then of course the Monday edition with me and Massey. Dude, I think I want to throw one of Massey's shows up to show you guys what he does. He travels all around the East Coast, Midwest to do his shows, and he does his stuff out, a lot in North Kakalaki, North Carolina. And he's invited me to come out and not join him, but come out and hang out with him and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind traveling up the road to shoot the breeze with him and take pics and all that sort of stuff. Tuesday, Pop Culture Warrior Michael Carrasquillo, also known as a CQ, with his mad staff of Mad Mike and Angry Elf, talking all pop culture stuff. Better than TMZ. Follow Pop Culture Warrior. And then the Smoke Pit right now is taking a break with TZ and Radar on Wednesdays. But you also got the WTF Nation Radio Sports Bar again with the actual King Smith. And what do you hear? What do you say? The big gooba himself, the coach. Sarn's Time with myself and Spanky. She's going to be out still for a little bit. And then FTX on Fridays. Bye week. I think we got a bye week already. Weekend co-ops. I think, well, wait, hang on. I think they did a little bit a different show. Weekend co-ops on Saturdays. And then, of course, the reset on Sundays at noon Eastern time. A lot of the other shows that we have, like I said, King is at 1900 Eastern Standard Time, or 7 o'clock. And then the rest of the shows are at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can see the coming soons, because we got coming soons. We got more. Man, I can't wait. We got some good shows coming out. We got some good content coming out. I am pumped to see what is good. You guys should be pumped too. You guys might have noticed some videos getting posted. I think the main page is about ready to post their trip out at AwesomeCon. And so you can see CQ get geeked out. He was a little starstruck talking to one of the guests there, one of the celebrities there. So make sure you share, like, and follow. We're broadcasting live on 5 different platforms, or depending on what. Oh, wait, hang on. Does this one have a page? On the main page, or I would say the core pages, U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio on Facebook and YouTube. U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. On X, there is at WTF Nation Radio, which is shared by U.S. Army WTF Moments. Of note, some shows have pages that stream on there too. So CQ will have the CQ page. And of course, the other, the actual King Smith will have his stuff with King and Me and the Sports Bar. Sarge Time has its own page too. Weekend Co-ops has its own page. So some of the shows, I think the Monday editions just started, just sprung up. So I guess you got to wait for a little bit to stream on that one. I think I have more and more followers. So if you go to the page, go on the post right now at U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio, you go to specifically WTF Nation Radio or WTF Moments anyways. You see a little thing there. Bing. Just hit that. Hit follow on the Monday edition. I think that's it. I can't wait for Sarge's Time. What we got going on for Sarge's Time? I don't know. Matter of fact, let me check the calendar one more time so that way I'm not wrong on what we have for future guests. Let me triple check. I want to make sure I'm correct. I think so today. I think, let me see. We got any other guests rolling up here? Rolling up on guests on here? I'm a guest co-host tomorrow at Space Force WTF Moments. It's a pre-recorded event, so that's going to be airing later. On the 7th, Nathan Edmondson's going to be on Pop Culture Warrior. And then I got a guest in July. There we go. Got a guest in July. The calendar's already out. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Other than that, make sure you share, like, and follow, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe, like the kids like to say. And I'm out. See you. Shots. Have a good one.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Knowing that I can
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
Я батько. Я молодший брат.
Я водій маршрутки. Я скоро одружуся. Я фанат Шахтера.
Начальник отдела продаж.
Я прораб.
Я программист.
Я свидетель на свадьбе.
Дядя Юра, таксист. Я вчитель фізкультури.
Я студент-геолог.
У мене своя фірма. Я кращий друг зі школи. Я сусід, який завжди стукає по батареї.
Я єдиний син.